At this point, it's my great pleasure to introduce another young leader, Camille Kanji. So let me give you a little bit of background about Camille. Camille has been engaged with Rotary since his attendance at the 2017 District 5360 Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And this event sparked his love and passion for Rotary, which he then translated into joining his high school Interact Club and taken on many executive roles. Additionally, it was in this capacity that he was able to serve on several district committees as an Interact representative, such as learning and development, equity, inclusion, membership, and even serving as the youth chair for the 2021 district conference. He also recognized the need for further engagement of Interact within his district and co-created the All Interact Presidents Forum and Interact Symposium, which were events that brought Interact leaders from across the district together to share ideas and collaborate. Using this basis, he then went on to co-found and co-chair the Zone 28 and Zone 32 Interact Convention with the support of RI Vice President Valerie Wafer, and co-found and chair the Rotary International Advisory Council, which I'm very excited to be the incoming RI Board liaison for next year. Both these projects have provided greater international recognition and representation of Rotaract. And in 2020, Camille also joined the Rotaract Club of Vancouver, UBC, where he currently serves as the president-elect and a member of the District 5040 Rotaract Board. Please join me in welcoming Camille, who talk about tapping into the power of Rotaract. Camille, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Director-elect, and thank you so much, Doug, and Director Peter for the invitation. I'm very excited to be here today. I'm just going to share a little bit of the slideshow that I have. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation today. I just want to let you know, my name is Camille, as was mentioned, and today I'm going to be discussing a little bit about what it really means to tap into the power of Interact. As was already mentioned, my Rotary journey really started out with my attendance at RILA, where I fell in love with Rotary and what it means to be a Rotarian. I really wanted to translate that into an Interact experience, and so I joined Interact and then went on to do several projects within Interact. Why that context was given and sort of why I wanted that knowledge to be known about my engagement with Interact and RILA is because I needed to highlight how important and fundamental youth programs are in Rotary and really how they shape the next generation of young leaders within our organization. Whether it be RILA, Interact, Youth Exchange, or any of the other programs, they all have profound impact on its participants. As you've heard, the program that has had the biggest impact on me is without a doubt Interact. Interact has really shaped my abilities as a leader and just opened so many doors for me, whether that be within Rotary or externally, or just, at large. But moving away from the personal impact that Interact has had on me, the program as a whole has seen this reinvigoration in the past few years with some really awesome projects and bodies sort of shaping this movement. I'll speak to the two that I'm most familiar with and most closely connected with. And so I'll start out firstly with the Zone 28 and 32 Interact Convention. I'm fortunate to serve as the co-creator and co-chair of this event. However, I want to speak about how and why such an event was created. Myself and a few other Interact alumni at the time recognized that Interact as a whole often operates in a very siloed fashion, or rather doesn't always have the resources or the platforms to be able to connect with one another on a larger scale or learn from one another in the same way that Rotarians are able to do. There's a recognition that Rotarians have events like the International Convention, the Assembly, different zone trainings, district conferences, etc. But often Interactors don't have access to these or lack their own platforms. And so we set out to change this. We wanted to build an event where Interactors across Canada and parts of the US could come together in a fashion that's never been seen before in order to hear from speakers, participate in workshops, learn together, engage with each other, and where people could leave the event knowing that they could connect with the club really anywhere in the world or anywhere within the continent at least and create some really groundbreaking projects, and thus the convention was formed. In addition to being sort of one of the first events of its magnitude, it also has a team that is composed entirely of interactors and Interact alumni, and really serves to embody the principle of not for us, without us. In order to make this event a reality, we had to go through, several phases, whether that be onboarding interactors from across the zones to be on the team, gaining a group of Rotarian advisors, supporting districts and clubs and sort of their participation with the event, and of course, gaining the full and unconditional support of Director and Vice President Valerie Wafer, who leads the zones that the event will be taking place in. With all those things being considered, and while they're all important, what really has allowed the event to succeed is the passion and enthusiasm of the Rotary world around uplifting and creating opportunities to serve for young leaders. We see that this has become a growing trend within Rotary, where our organization has started to recognize the value young people bring to the organization and find ways to sort of include them into the fold. We also see that the passion and desire for interactors to be more engaged with each other is also a driving force behind its success. Interactors want to connect, they want to learn, they want to lead, but need the platforms to do so. And it's really awesome that a platform like this is available for them to do that. Moving on to the newly formed Rotary International Interact Advisory Council, this is a platform that stemmed from many collaboratory efforts between interactors from around the world. I'm fortunate to have been able to sort of spearhead the project, but it truly would not exist without the collective Interact community recognizing that there was a need for something like this. This council serves to advise the RI board on different ways it can enhance the Interact program, streamline the Interact experience, and works to create further platforms for interactors to engage with one another. Just completed a very successful first year, and it begins its second at the start of the next Rotary year. Ultimately, the council is part of the culmination of years of efforts from people across the organization, whether it be interactors, Rotarians, RI staff, Rotaractors, to truly reimagine the role of Interact within our organization. We saw that similar to sort of the formation of the Interact Convention, there's been a growing recognition in the need for unity and opportunities for collective growth and Interact at the global scale. And this council works to address that. It serves as a platform where interactors are able to come together and hopefully represent the interests of their peers and find ways to enhance the program, whether it be bettering the Interact handbook, creating global events, enhancing the global structures of the organization. It just represents an outlet where interactors are able to advise and help support decisions in regards to a program that directly affects them. We see that Interact is a global community of 350,000 plus young people. And so Rotary International taking steps to ensure that these members of the Rotary family have a voice at the table is a great stride from where we were just a few years ago. It represents interactors wanting to make a better community for themselves and finding global outlets for that change. We see that Rotary is full of global change makers and that interactors are no less. They want to see a better future and know that one of the best ways that can be achieved is through the council. Overall, this council represents Interact being brought to the forefront of the global Rotary consciousness. And it's so exciting to think of all the possibilities that are right around the corner for Interact. I hope from these examples we can see that Interact is on the up and up in our organization, and as Rotary leaders, there's much that we all can do to help support this growth, whether that be endorsing the projects of young leaders that come to you, using your club and district resources to help create and grow Interact projects, or simply making sure there's widespread knowledge that these opportunities exist. If Rotary continues to come together to support Interact and our youth programs in the way that it has, we truly will secure the next generation of Rotary leaders and ensure that our organization continues with the same vigor and passion for the next 117 years. So thank you again, Director Peter, for the invitation, and it's been great to be here.